So right off the bat, this might have been what caused it. It's probably been like that, huh? So it could have made it run lean.
It could have.
This motherfucker badass right here. If the nut don't break, the motor gonna start doing flips. Was the key stuck? Well,
We'll round to it.
of course. We haven't ran cooler since Sand Wars because they thought I could do the O-ring. Damn. Don't got a little war out?
No, it'll be alright, man. Alright. Watch, this one's gonna get you in the face. 'Cause when they come out.
Oh, I think Mike Sabo said that shit. He wears glasses when he's taking them.
Who's that?
Mike Sabo.
Oh yeah.
He talking about wearing glasses when taking them little C-clips out.
Yeah, when they come out, they come out. That might be a problem.
Damn.
If it ever had coolant in it, something
That was,
in there.
yeah, this wasn't like this at Sand Wars.
Ooh, boy. Little cushions wore off.
Yeah, they've been like that since the first time we took them off. Oh, dude. I struggle with that thing right there, Danny.
Huh?
Oh my God. Dude, no, seriously, no. It's that bad.
It ain't that bad.
Well, I put the whole thing on and it wasn't right. I wanted to go kick it over and it wasn't on there. I had to take the whole clutch thing back off. That pressure plate, I do like that pressure plate. Is fire though. I like that pressure plate.
And Loctite on there, that's why.
You don't usually do that?
No, I do. It ain't a bad practice. It just makes it hard to get off. This is a special washer too. It's got like a crown to it. Like a concave washer. Goes on the outside of there.
I bought those with them straight cuts, so those should be, the clutches themselves should be in good shape, but yeah, we never dig this far into it before.
Tell you what we might do. Put this thing back together, we change out this shaft. This thing's good.
Yeah, damn, I'm sticking to that. I swear I never buy another motor used. And then go run it, you know what I'm saying? All this, like there's so much stuff that can be messed up in there.
Hey, want to leave that in there right now? We go ahead and split the cases at this point.
A lot of time putting it together. If you know, you're taking your time.
Look at the end of that shaft.
So like, what are you saying?
It's supposed to be like that on both sides.
Mushroom?
That thing got mushroom, but it never passed through there.
Huh. Oh, so that's what you're saying.
That's why.
That's probably why
motor, it wouldn't pass through. I couldn't get this rod out because the end was fucked up and it wouldn't pass through.
that bitch looked like it was almost made like that.
Yeah, this thing got cooling all up in it, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, these fellas important. This what keeps everything, keeps the transmission bearings from walking in here. You always gonna have a number 2 fork right here. That's usually when it's fucked up, which actually all kind of fucked up.
Why wouldn't they be, right? You know? I told Joel, I said on the 421, I said, dude, you the last one to ride it. You the last one to make the pass. And I was like, you broke the transmission. Damn. See, we was running on, everybody was racing, we was running on one leg the whole time.
Yeah.
From now on, Hyundai, we're doing all our own stuff. Motors, porting, tuning, until we get a dyno. Then we're gonna step it up a notch. Yeah, see y'all, that, the 485 is done. That'll be, we'll be buying new pistons for that. Thankfully, we didn't mess up the cylinder, but now, the 421, we knew it was hurt, so. And transmission hurt too. We're at 650 plus the pistons, 300,000 off top. Yeah, so the cylinder is just scarred up, so Danny said we're losing compression because of that. It's been like that for a while.
The surplus come up the side. Yeah, you get some potential with these.
Damn. See the piston? Oh, like a big one?
Yeah.
I got like 8 of them.
Indeed.
That dude there didn't want to be messed with.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so you got to see us breaking it down. Now we have all the parts laid out right here. This motor has about 2 years of hard ride time on it. And this is our first time breaking them down. It was a used motor when we got it, and the 485 was also a used motor when we got it. And this motor has about a year of racing. We knew we were gonna have to spend some money on some parts, but now we really know kind of what we need. We're gonna show y'all kind of the wear and tear it got. Both these motors run on methanol, and they're both Banshee race engines. 421cc, 485cc. I think the 421 is in worse shape, so we'll start with the 485 first. We did not build either one of these motors. We bought them with a used chassis bike. We bought a whole bike together. Pretty much what we did was we changed the carburetors and we pretty much just rode them, tuned them and rode them like that, and until something went wrong, like the transmission broke in the 421, and we started riding after that, and then we finally broke it down. Same thing with the 485. So the 485, we blew a hole in the piston. It got a little lean because of other parts in the motor that just needed some parts in the motor just needed to be replaced. This is our carburetor, Joe. We got a bunch of different stuff in here. We got a lot of stock stuff. We got a lot of race stuff. I actually need to clean it because since we took these motors apart, like we got parts kind of everywhere right now. So I'm just gonna show y'all a DM read compared to the 421, and I'm also gonna show y'all why we think this 485 got lean. So this is the read for the 421, and you can see kind of the difference in size. So 485, 421, definitely a big size difference. So this was on the 485. As you see, the reed is cracked, and this was on one side, and again this one is cracked too. So the first thing we saw is we need some reed pedals. And y'all, like I said, it's kind of the bad thing about buying used motors. You really don't know how it was written before you have it. The cylinders, we were kind of holding our breath on. When it got lean, we really didn't know if it was gonna scar up anything. So y'all, the right side got hot. And there's no step in the cylinder. There's no scarring, anything. Our rebuild video, y'all gonna have to check that out after this video. It will be posted. We're gonna be powder coating these and putting our logo right here on the cylinders and putting the whole motor back together. So if you want to see that video, it will be posted after this. This is an override transmission, so if anybody doesn't know, you just use the clutch to leave, and you get able to shift through the gears without pulling the clutch, and then you pull in the clutch at the end of the race. So you don't backload the transmission. You know, we've been hard on them, so we're gonna send them off to Tyson Racing, who is the best in the game at doing the transmissions. So So this will be heading to him, and we'll be getting a cut for neutral down. So right now we have to shift down, and neutral is in between first and second, just like almost every other race bike. To make it a little bit easier, and what most people have, and it's a lot faster and quicker, and for whatever reason, it seems like we can never get into neutral with the bike on. Tyson actually cuts them, and you can have it neutral down. So all you do is you push down, and it's neutral. You go up, and it's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, just like regular. So we'll send it off to Tyson. This transmission is not in bad shape. See y'all, the crank. This is a 4mm hot rods crank. Crank actually made it out all right. It got a little burn mark from where it got hot, but structurally it seems like it's still there. So good news on that. We don't have to buy a new crank. And we'll be running the same crank, just cleaned up and put it back in the 485. The cases, they're ported to match the transfers on the cylinder. They actually opened this up to get more power. This was my first pair of cases that I ever chain whacked. And we just had the bike powder, we just powder coated our bike, pretty much fresh, and we went to the street, and our swing arm bolts weren't tight enough, and the swing arm
On the carrier.
The carrier actually loosened itself because when we hit the gas, it actually loosened the carrier, and it made the chain loose, and then the chain popped, and chain whacked our first pair of cases. Thankfully, no leaks. And we also got a Regina chain too, so the Regina chains are that's our favorite chain to run. They don't freaking pop. At least we haven't popped one yet. See y'all, the clutch. I actually have a billet pressure plate. So you really don't see very many of these. At least I don't. That's a cool piece. And got a little bit of movement in the clutch. We'll replace these bushings, and we're gonna be replacing them because we also have straight cuts this time. We've never ran straight cuts in any one of our motors, my personal motors, but that's really it for the 45. Now, we call this motor the goddamn... This motor we're gonna have to spend a good bit of money on, y'all. And we didn't expect to. First thing we noticed, which I already knew the cylinder was bad because I had a peek in there when I was changing out some O-rings in the head one time, but our cylinders were scarred up very bad. First thing we noticed when we took the motor apart was this, y'all. And this thing is, I mean, something passed through there at least once. But like I said, this thing has 2 years at least of runtime on it with nothing changed. No rings, nothing. So now it's time to take care of it. The piston that was messed up was on the left side. So this right cylinder, and also, I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but the crank's real rusty on that side, y'all. And you can see it got hot on the rod. And this is a Vito's crank, so apparently the rods are really good, but it actually cracked the webbing on the crank. So we're gonna have to get a new crank. So we'll be looking for a new 4mm crank, or we'll be buying a new 4mm crank. The crank has a bunch of like small spiderweb type cracks all in the webbing, and they actually have grooves in the case where the crank was sitting in, and it seemed like it moved to the side. Like it was actually rubbing on the cases. We're losing compression power, we're losing power. The crank was rusty and, like I said, messed up. So we're also losing power from, look at this. The cases are not even ported. So that's power right there. It's kind of a good and a bad thing. It's like, damn, it's like, dude, the cases weren't even ported, but it's like, dude, the cases weren't ported, so now we're gonna port them, and we'll be able to make some more power. But same thing as a 485. You just, they open these up to the size of the gasket that fit the cylinders, and so we're making more power like that. That's not it, y'all. The last time this motor ran, we were at Zona racing the sand, and Jockey J was on the four-wheeler. So I don't know if he was tooth skipping or something. Anyways, we got back from racing. I changed the oil on both the bikes, trying to get both the bikes ready for Sand Wars. I see a tooth in the oil, so thankfully I saw that. It was actually stuck to the magnet. We have a magnetic drain plug on here. It was actually stuck to the magnetic drain plug. This is why we took down this motor. Yeah, we're filming this video in almost March, and we haven't rode this motor since September. Kicker gear actually has a tooth or partial tooth missing. So y'all, this motor was in worse shape. You could just tell it's been a long time since the motor came apart. The only thing that was actually surprising was the shift forks in the motor are good. This is usually the one that's that's messed up and is actually in good shape. The 485 needs new shift forks. So it's kind of like some things we need new on both motors, but overall, we're getting a new set of pistons for both motors. Getting all new seals for both motors.
Transmissions will be fresh.
Both transmissions are going off to Tyson, so they'll be fresh. Shout out to Tyson Racing for helping us out with that. And we're getting new cylinders for the 421. We're getting new crank for the 421. Cylinders are getting the Scootin Performance pour job on them. We only have like 8 weeks until the Zona ATV race. Be on the lookout for the build video after you watch this. We're gonna be probably Cerakoting these cases and putting a ceramic coating on them. We're gonna be powder coating our cylinders and stamping them with our logo. So that's gonna be a cool video, and we're gonna be getting the bikes ready for the April race. It's the first race of the year for us, and yeah, we're gonna be excited. We're really hoping that both these motors run a lot better, because really, not that we were running on like one leg, but we definitely had more power on the table with the 421, a lot more power. The cylinders were barely even ported, and the 485, you know, was hurt too. So I'm excited to get back out there. Some of these pieces that's been in our race bikes, we raced different states, different tracks. We've been running them for a while on our bikes. I know some people kind of been wanting to get parts from us just to win some parts. So this time we're gonna be giving away not one part, we're gonna be giving away multiple parts. So just for an example, the piston with the hole in it. If you buy merch from our website, we're gonna have a few parts, domes and stuff like that that's been in our bikes. So we just want to throw something in some people's merch that buy from our website. So you never know. We're not even really gonna announce it. We're just gonna be throwing some parts in people's boxes. So you never know, dude. You might get piston jockey J blew up. You might get some domes that's been in our bike. You might get the whole. You might win the whole. You might get the whole crank just because. You might even get a part that you could use. You might get brand new carburetors one time. So the first couple orders, we're definitely gonna be throwing some stuff in there, and it's scootinskittle.com, y'all. We got t-shirts and we got hats right now, so check it out. The giveaway for this video though was powder coated with that bike actually right here. So the giveaway for this winner, I'm about to spin the wheel now, is, and he bought something, or whoever it is bought something from the website. Darian from Virginia, you won the bumper that was powder coated with the custom build that we just did. So this will be going out. And so guys, if you want to possibly win something from this build, part of our race bikes, go ahead and order something. And we're going to be probably this time we're just going to be throwing stuff in people's orders, multiple things and different people's orders. So, and we'll still shout y'all on the next video, so don't worry about that. We'll still shout out whoever the winner is. We're excited. We're gonna have these motors making some power, and they're gonna look freaking. We're gonna, like, right now they look trash. They're full of sand and like freaking rust. And we had rock. You could see the rocks in this motor. So y'all, we're gonna clean them up. We're gonna really make them nice. Both of our bikes fast and pretty. So catch y'all on the next one.